Picture this. The person in front of you at the pump is on their third loop around the gas station looking for an open lane. The pharmacy shelf has a gap where the ibuprofen used to be. The guy in the checkout line ahead of you just bought the last case of water. Nothing has gone wrong yet, but you're already running out of time. I checked the shelf lives, the storage science, and the Costco prices. And luckily, every item on this list is there right now. We're counting down to number 1, and when you hear what it is, you're going to want to make sure you actually get there to get it. Number 13, nitrile gloves, Kirkland Signature, 400 count. 2 boxes of 200, running somewhere between $19 and $30. That works out to about 5 to 7 cents per glove. And if that sounds like a small detail, think back to March 2020, when nitrile gloves vanished from every shelf in the country inside of a week. Medical facilities were rationing, hardware stores were out. Amazon was back-ordered for months. The people who already had a box at home didn't think twice. Everyone else improvised. These are 3.8 mil thickness, thicker than the average disposable glove, powder-free, ambidextrous, no latex. That last part matters if anyone in your household has a sensitivity. They hold up for wound care, food handling, sanitation work, mechanical tasks, anything where you need a barrier between your hands and whatever you're dealing with. 400 gloves is months of daily use. Buy 1 box per quarter. Store them away from UV light and electrical motors. Both degrade nitrile faster than people expect. From the manufacture date, you're looking at a 3 to 5 year shelf life under proper storage. Number 12, rolled oats. Kirkland Signature, whole grain, rolled oats. 10 pounds for around $8. That's roughly 80 cents a pound, which puts it among the cheapest calorie sources in the entire warehouse. Half a cup dry gives you 150 calories, 5 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber, plus B vitamins, iron, and magnesium. Commercially sealed, they last 2 years. Move them into an airtight container, and you're looking at 8 to 10 years. The reason is simple. Rolled oats are low in fat relative to other whole grains, and fat oxidation is what kills shelf life. Block the humidity, block the oxidation. Vacuum seal in smaller portions so you're not cracking open the same container over and over. $10. Breakfast infrastructure, done. Number 11, olive oil. Most people buy it and store it wrong. Kirkland Signature. Organic extra virgin olive oil comes in a 2-liter plastic bottle for around $21. And the plastic is actually the problem. Olive oil breaks down with heat, light, and oxygen, and plastic accelerates that degradation compared to glass or tin. The University of California, Davis tested major supermarket olive oils for authenticity, and Kirkland passed when many name-brand competitors failed. What you're getting is real extra virgin olive oil with around 370 milligrams per kilogram of polyphenols. Those polyphenols act as natural antioxidants that slow oxidation from the inside out. Shelf life is 18 to 24 months from harvest date, but only if you store it right. Here's what you do. Buy it. Decant it into dark glass bottles and keep it below 60 degrees away from any heat source, not next to the stove, not on the counter. At 240 calories per 2 tablespoons, this is your primary cooking fat, and it's the thing that makes weeks of rice and beans actually edible. Don't waste it by storing it wrong. Number 10, raw honey. Archaeologists found honey in 3,000-year-old Egyptian tombs. It was still edible. That is not a metaphor. That is a documented storage fact. Raw honey does not expire. The science behind it is specific. Water activity below 0.6 makes it bacteriostatic, meaning bacteria simply cannot survive in it. The high sugar concentration pulls moisture out of microbial cells, and the enzyme activity produces natural hydrogen peroxide, sealed in its original container, kept at room temperature away from direct light. Raw honey needs 0 rotation. You buy it once, you date the lid, and it is there when you need it. Look for raw on the label. Pasteurization strips out some of those enzymatic properties. Kirkland carries raw varieties, and Nature Nate's shows up regularly at around $16 to $20 for 5 pounds. If it crystallizes, that is not spoilage. That is a physical state change. Warm the jar gently and it comes right back. Beyond the sweetener use, this is a wound dressing with documented antimicrobial properties, a throat treatment, a preservative. 60 calories per tablespoon, no refrigeration, no rotation window, no expiration date. Number 9, white rice. You probably think you already know the rice story. You don't. White rice stored in sealed mylar bags with 300 cubic centimeters oxygen absorbers lasts 25 to 30 years. That number comes from University Extension food storage research and has been replicated consistently. A 25-pound bag at Costco runs $11 to $14. Transfer it to food-grade mylar bags immediately. Seal with a household iron or hair straightener. Store in a 5-gallon food-grade bucket below 70 degrees Fahrenheit and label the date on the outside. Now here is the part most people get wrong. Brown rice. Brown rice has a shelf life of 3 to 6 months before the oils in the bran layer go rancid. The same quality that makes brown rice healthier in your daily diet. That bran layer, those natural oils, is exactly what makes it fail in long-term storage. Milling removes the bran. Milling removes the oils. Milling is what makes white rice a 25-year food and brown rice a pantry liability. If you have been stockpiling brown rice thinking you made the smart, healthy choice, use it now and replace it. Number 8, ibuprofen. Think about the last time you had a sick kid at 2 in the morning and needed ibuprofen. Now put that scenario in a week when the shelves are bare and the pharmacy line wraps around the building. Kirkland Signature Ibuprofen. 1,000 caplets, 2 bottles of 500, around $14. The active ingredient is identical to Motrin IB and Advil. The name brand retail equivalent for 1,000 caplets runs $60 to $80. The difference is the label. FDA shelf life studies show ibuprofen retains 90% or more of its potency for 4 to 5 years past the labeled expiration date. Under cool, dry, dark storage conditions, this is not a spoilage situation. It's a gradual potency reduction, and it takes years longer than the label suggests. Keep it in a closet, not a bathroom medicine cabinet. Heat and humidity degrade it, and the bathroom is the worst place in the house for medication storage. Companion buy while you're there. Kirkland Acetaminophen, 1,000 tablets, around $10. Alternating ibuprofen and acetaminophen is standard emergency room protocol for fever management. $24 combined gets you the 2 most critical over-the-counter medications a family needs, in quantities that cover 12 to 18 months of typical use. Number 7, albacore tuna. Kirkland Signature, albacore tuna in water. 8 cans, 7 ounces each, around $18. Each can delivers 42 grams of protein and 190 calories. No heat required, no water required, no cooking equipment required. You open it and you eat it. USDA shelf life is 3 to 5 years, with quality confirmed to hold at 5 years under standard pantry conditions. The omega-3 detail matters more here than most people give it credit for. In any extended disruption, dietary fat quality collapses fast. EPA and DHA from marine sources are nearly impossible to replace from pantry staples alone. Rotate every 3 years, store below 75 degrees, and keep cans out of the garage during summer months. Heat is the enemy. Check for bulging or rust before use. Those are your only real warning signs with properly stored canned fish. Number 6, dried pinto beans. 20 pounds for around $21. Commercially packaged, the label reads 2 to 3 years. Sealed in mylar with oxygen absorbers, verified by USDA Extension research, You're looking at 20 to 25 years. 1 cup cooked gives you 245 calories, 15 grams of protein, 15 grams of fiber, plus iron, potassium, and folate. That's the micronutrient layer that pure grain diets consistently fail to provide. Here's the combination that changes everything. Rice and beans together supply all essential amino acids the human body cannot produce on its own. Separately, they're incomplete proteins. Together, they form a complete protein platform. 2 ingredients under $35 total, storing for decades. 20 pounds of pinto beans yields over 80 meals worth of protein. There is no cheaper, longer-lasting protein infrastructure available at retail anywhere. Repackage into 1-pound Mylar portions. Add 300 cubic centimeters oxygen absorbers. Seal, bucket, date, and you're done. The only thing to flag, dried beans require water and heat to cook, plus 8 to 12 hours of soak time. That's not a problem. That's a planning note. Number 5, batteries. Everything you just heard, the rice, the beans, the tuna, the oats, get significantly harder to access, cook, and use in the dark. Kirkland Signature batteries, 48 count, around $20 to $22. Manufactured by Duracell under the Kirkland private label with a 10-year shelf life guarantee. Alkaline chemistry degrades at roughly 1 to 2% per year, meaning Year 9 batteries are still running at 80 to 90% capacity. The NOAA weather radio is the emergency alert system that keeps working when cell networks fail. Every one of those radios runs on batteries. Flashlights, lanterns, smoke detectors, glucometers, blood pressure cuffs, the entire layer of non-electrical critical equipment in your house runs on batteries. Keep a minimum of 2 packs, 96 cells. Rotate the oldest into low-drain devices like remotes and clocks. Reserve fresh stock for high-drain emergency devices. Check the manufacture date when you buy, store sealed in a cool location, and you're covered for a decade. Number 4, toilet paper. March 2020. Toilet paper was the first thing that disappeared. Not canned goods, not bottled water, toilet paper. Retailers documented the category clearing out ahead of every other product in the store, and supply chains took weeks to stabilize. That lesson does not go away. Kirkland Signature toilet paper, 30 roll pack, $22 to $25. Consistently rated one of the best per sheet values in the country, and Consumer Reports has ranked its quality above many premium brands. Shelf life is indefinite. It does not degrade, expire, or spoil under proper storage, sealed plastic bins away from moisture and pests. One extra 30-roll pack in a closet costs you almost nothing. And in any scenario where water access becomes unreliable, hygiene failures cascade into infection risk faster than most people expect. This is sanitation infrastructure. Treat it that way. Number 3, water. Most households are operating on an assumption: the tap works, so water is not the problem. That assumption held until it didn't in Flint. It held through boil water orders. It held until the hurricane passed, and the municipal system took 11 days to come back online. FEMA's minimum is 1 gallon per person per day. The realistic number, accounting for cooking, sanitation, and basic hygiene, is 3 gallons per person per day. Most households have 0 gallons stored. Costco's 40-pack of 16.9-ounce bottles runs $5 to $6, which works out to about $1.20 per gallon, among the lowest retail prices you will find. 6-gallon jugs, where available, give you better per gallon value and less plastic. FDA and FEMA both recommend rotating stored water every 6 to 12 months, not because the water expires, but because PET plastic leaches over time. Glass or food-grade HDPE containers push that window out indefinitely. Target a 14-day minimum supply per person. Mark the fill date on every lid. And pick up a Life Straw or Brita filtration system while you're there. Filtration extends any water source, not just what came in a bottle. Every item above this one on the list needs water to work. The oats, the beans, the medication, the hygiene supplies, none of it functions without this. This is not number 3. This is the foundation everything else sits on. Number 2, sea salt. The word salary comes from the Latin salarium. Roman soldiers were sometimes paid in salt. For 8,000 years, across every civilization that left a record, salt was currency, military ration, and preservation method at the same time. There is a reason for that. Salt is a mineral. It has zero biological activity. It does not expire. Iodized salt loses some iodine potency over 3 to 5 years, but the salt itself is permanent. Store it for a century, and it functions identically. Costco sells large canisters for $4 to $6. Buy 10 pounds minimum. Salt is how you preserve meat through curing, preserve vegetables through brining, and trigger fermentation for long-term food production. Sodium loss during physical exertion, illness, or heat is life-threatening. Electrolyte failure is not a slow process. And flavor matters more than people account for. Stored food with no seasoning is food people stop eating, especially over weeks, especially with kids in the house. Salt is what makes the rest of the pantry sustainable. Original sealed container, food-grade bucket, label it, set it aside. It never needs rotating, it never needs replacing. Number 1, gasoline. You have driven past it every single time you have been to Costco. And right now, every time you drive past it, you are paying more than you were 6 months ago. Gas prices are moving. They have been moving. And the honest answer to whether they come back down, and when, is that nobody actually knows. Analysts have been wrong about the timeline consistently. What is known is that Costco's member pricing runs 5 to 30 cents per gallon below the regional average. That gap does not shrink when prices rise. It tends to widen. When the market goes up, Costco members feel it less. That margin has real dollar value, and it compounds every time you fill up. Kirkland Signature Gasoline is top-tier certified, meaning it contains 5 times the EPA's minimum detergent additive requirement. Independent engine testing confirms it cleans existing deposits off injectors and intake valves while preventing new ones from forming. This is not warehouse-branded discount fuel. This is one of the highest detergent fuels available at any pump in the country, priced below what most stations charge for their standard grade. Now here is what smart people are doing beyond filling their tanks. They are filling approved containers and treating the fuel before sealing it. Regular E10 gasoline, the ethanol blend that comes out of almost every pump in the country, begins to degrade within 30 days. The ethanol absorbs atmospheric moisture, causes phase separation, and the heavier hydrocarbons left behind form varnish that clogs injectors and carburetor ports. By 3 to 6 months, untreated stored gasoline is an engine problem waiting to happen. Add Stockpile stabilizer at 1 ounce per 2.5 gallons before you seal the container, and you push that window to 12 to 24 months. Use PRI-G instead, and you're looking at up to 36 months. PRI-G can also restore already degraded fuel at double dose, which matters more the longer a disruption runs. EPA regulations allow up to 25 gallons of residential fuel storage in approved containers. NFPA 30 requires metal or food-grade HDPE plastic cans stored in a ventilated space away from ignition sources. Fill your approved 5-gallon cans at the Costco pump. Add stabilizer before you seal them. Label the fill date. Store in a ventilated garage or shed. Rotate every 12 months by running the old fuel through your vehicle and refilling fresh at whatever price that gallon costs when you get there. FEMA and the Red Cross both list generator fuel as a Tier 1 emergency supply. When gas lines stretch 45 minutes and stations start posting purchase limits, the people with stored fuel have already left. They did not leave when the emergency was declared. They left before it because they had a choice. That choice is what stored fuel, bought at today's price, actually gives you. These 13 items have one thing in common. They are all available right now, in a building you probably already have a membership to. The math on every one of them gets harder the longer you wait. On your next run, rice, beans, ibuprofen, water, and stop at the pump on the way out with an approved can in the trunk. That is the floor. Everything else on this list builds above it.